Andreas, great seeing you. Thank you so much for stopping here in our pop-up studio.
Sure, good. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. So before we start, for those that have not had the pleasure of meeting you, tell us briefly who you are and what you do.
All right. So I'm the co-founder and CEO in ZTL. ZTL, we're a B2B payment platform. So we embed our payment platform into different system vendors and enable them to build customized payments services for their end users, the corporates using their services. That's what we do.
Right. Okay. Now, what would you say is the main problem that you're solving for corporates?
Yeah. Okay. So really what we focus on is that we want to enable the system owners to make payments their business, make it a part of their business model, how they can actually monetize on a payment service. Now, system owners that until now typically have been able to provide a payment solution for the end users, the corporates, but that's been dependent on the banks. So the corporates need to go to the bank and open a remittance agreement.
Right.
They're dependent on the bank's pricing lists, etc., and the product offerings from the banks through a legacy ISO file integration. Right. Now, what we do, we go to the system owners and say, we will provide you the toolbox you need to build an embedded payment service, which is an open banking payment service with a full-fledged service offerings, enabling you to discontinue having a bilateral file integration with the banks.
Right.
Meaning, on the platform, you will find all the different payment products you need to have to replace the payment services from the banks, right? Domestic payment, salary payment, cross-border payment, account information, everything. And it's on the platform.
Right.
So we give the system owners the tools and we say to them, make payments your business, rather than being just, up until now, a redistributor of a payment service from the bank through your user interface.
Right.
So we break into the value chain. So that's really what we're looking for. So of course, for the end users, it has to be a better product. So yeah, it's transparent, meaning real-time account balances, meaning real-time foreign exchange rates if you do a cross-border transaction, things like that. And it's bank independent,
right?
Meaning you can go from one bank to another. You can change your banking relationship from one bank to the other. Totally, it doesn't affect how we provide the services. You don't need to go to the bank and ask for a remittance agreement anymore. That's end of that.
Right.
And for the system owners, it's actually to say, how can I actually have a strategy around building a payment service that enables me to take the position that the banks have had for 40 years, and I can make money on payments, and I can call it whatever I want. It's my price list. I don't have to redistribute the bank's prices anymore. It's my prices now. How can I actually make money on this? Make it part of your business. That's what we really focus on.
Okay, so this is super interesting because it's using open banking to transfer control over to the clients.
Changing value chain.
Absolutely. So embedding it into their value chain. All right, now let me ask you, because from open banking perspective, we've been hearing that open banking has enormous potential, but it's still not delivering the full potential. It's a slow startup.
It is, but it's happening under the hood.
It's happening under the hood.
It's not a super app. It's something that's in your face, obviously. Like, we change value chains. Things have been, we've been doing the same for years and years, right? Sometimes I sort of compare ourselves with the Airbnb.
Right.
Now, who thought about Airbnb 10 years ago? Nobody. Hey, we have hotels. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
And then somebody comes, but you can actually allow for people to stay in New York, London, in a different way than but just a hotel room.
Yes.
And we're sort of that kind of challenger. We're the Airbnb of payments. There's an alternative here, and it gives you freedom. It gives you, who owns the apartment, an opportunity to make money on something, your apartment. So a system owner that already have corporates doing payments, now you can say that, I can actually make money on that payment service rather than just being a redistributor for the bank and the banks reaping the markets.
Right.
That's what we do.
So I love that analogy. So essentially, open banking for corporates is changing the power dynamics in the payments industry.
Yeah, correct.
Really fascinating.
So it's not so much about that you can move money from A to B in a split of a second. That's not really what it's all about. When you do this service, you need to solve a lot of different pains in the value chain. Everything from how an accountant can onboard a corporate, enable them to have a payment service. Now, until now, they have to go to the bank and then apply for a remittance agreement with the bank, sign forms and pay fees and all that. That's history. So for the accountant to focus on what they really want to do, not just onboarding corporates for the payment service, that's great because it's a one-time onboarding, it's a bank independent. After one-time onboarding, 2-3 minutes, you're done. And now you can change bank forever. It doesn't matter. It will be there forever. And it's also about having a transparency for an exchange rate. If you are a corporate who has, part of your business model to do a lot of cross-border transactions, you're probably sensitive to volatility and FX rates. So if you then have invoices that are due in 2 weeks, 4 weeks, you are concerned about seeing that the exchange rate fluctuate, and maybe you have a slim margin, and if the exchange rate moves 3%, you actually lost 3% potentially. We can do away with that because we will show you a live FX rate matching maturity on the invoice today. You just click OK, and now you're locked in the rate. And like some other vendors, you need to pre-fund or something like that, have a credit facility, collateral, something. No need for that. You just lock in the rate. Using PSD2 open banking, we just need to make sure you have funds. You corporate need to make sure you have funds on your account in, say, 2 weeks, because we'll automatically pull funds from your corporate account, exchange at the agreed exchange rate that we did today, and pay to the beneficiary. Point is that you take away the uncertainty in fluctuations in currency pairs, volatility and all that. So an accountant will know what they need to book as well, because there is no book adjustment or discharge in 2 weeks. And the corporate will have transparency, live rate today. They know exactly on the cent what it will cost to pay the invoice in 2 weeks when it's due. It doesn't affect liquidity management because you don't need to have pre-funding, top of an account in London somewhere or whatever. So it's a good solution for everybody.
I love it. We live to share this kind of innovation. This is really great. Now we're here on day 2 at Stockholm Fintech Week. Yesterday was packed here. It was a very busy day. What's been your key takeaway so far?
I mean, it's great. I mean, it's very well driven. I mean, it's very professional. There's a lot of good people here. All the market movers and shakers, they're here. For us, it's an opportunity to market and brand ourselves. It's a great opportunity to meet existing partners and new prospects. Have discussions going how we can how can we make your payments your business. So it's been a great event to be to. And we've been previously. Much more focusing then on funding, meeting investors and all that. We as a company, we're in a different place right now, which is really good for us. So now it's all about business development. It's just great. It's a good meeting place.
Amazing. Well, Andreas, thank you so much for stopping by, and hope you have a great second day at Stockholm Fintech Week.
Thanks, Chris. Great to see you.